It's just different.
Hopeless at one point and then having an opportunity to make you go harder, make you get in that booth and just really express that hopelessness. Like, man, y'all don't understand. This is like, you know what I mean? You dig from a different place. That bottom of your soul, that pit, homie, where you felt like the shit was, you know what I'm saying? You always wanted, but it looked like it was just not gonna happen.
Shit, in your mind it ain't gonna happen, shit, it probably won't. I took some risks, some people probably won't. That's how we're grateful for the fruits of all my labor. Hard to live and know you sick, I'd rather be with my creator, thinking time's up.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Foreign Side Podcast. This is your host, Mike Obi.
It's your boy London Ogletree back for some more gems. So what's up, my guy?
Nothing, my brother. Just another busy week, but got some stuff done. What about you? What's going on with you?
Hey man, it's another blessed. It's probably the most blessed week for both of us. I'll say.
Yeah.
So I say it's been pretty productive on both ends. So we can't complain.
Most definitely. Well, before we get into the episode, into the content, obviously, we appreciate all of you guys who continue to tune in, rock with us, and support us. We ask you to continue to do so by subscribing to the YouTube channel, giving us a 5-star rating, and following us on all your listening platforms, including Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. All right, El. So we got an interesting episode this week. This one was inspired by some of the recent conversations I've been having, in terms of dating. So we got a dating one this go around. This one, being in the gym, networking like I've been doing recently, a little bit, new jobs, new people who you get exposed to, and even some of the old things, that I've had back in the day. I think it was necessary to talk about this subject here. So where this stems from is when I talk to men, when I have a conversation with guys, you have like locker room talk, water cooler talk, things of that nature. And when I'm, discussing things with certain women I meet or the women I know already, it seems that I would say, first off, women really don't understand how simple men are and how easy we are to please, just from that. So when you hear that, what are you thinking? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you say? What do you say?
I agree. It just depends on. I understand where women are coming from because when they say that they don't know how to please men, I think they're looking at it from the perspective of men just want to have physical attraction and things with them. On the flip side, for men, I do think we're easy to read, and it depends what type of man you are. When you're coming from an example of men like me, I'm at the phase in my life where I'm not really trying to just hook up with a million women. I'm trying to settle down with one and find one, and if that's what it brings, then it brings. But if you're trying to, if a man has, let's say, for example, you're in the talking stage, you have 2 to 3 women that you talk to me, I think that's a good range to have just for the beginning of getting to know somebody. And out of those 2 or 3, figure out who that is. And I think with those 2 to 3 women, I think it's easy for women to kind of understand who a man is. Now, if you're talking to 15 to 20 women, it's going to be hard for a woman to get to know you because you just trying to keep up with all these women. So
Yeah.
once you eliminate the 2 to 3 women, you go down to 1. To answer your question, it is kind of simple to please a man, in my opinion. It just
Yeah, I agree
depends
with
on
that.
what man you're talking about.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, obviously, like, every person is different. Every guy is different. Every guy has different things that influence them, drive them, motivate them. So it is a matter of getting to know the person that you're with, understanding who you are as a woman, right? Speaking to them, but then understand, okay, am I compatible with this person? Can I fulfill the things that he wants, and is he fulfilling the things that I want, right? But off rip, I would just say that in terms of making a relationship work in these modern times where, people are thinking it's too hard, it's too difficult, or, it's very complicated. It's like for a guy, it's actually quite simple. And so we're going to just get into that. So I say that having men in a relationship from, us being guys, as long as we have, I mean, we've had a 24, 25-year experience with this. And then just talking to all the dudes we know, I said it could be boiled down to these 3 main things. So you have the list in front of you just off rip. What are you thinking? Do you agree? Or do you think we're missing some nuance? Do you think men are more complicated than what we're proposing?
So do you want me to list the 3, or do you want me to just kind of explain my 3, or
Yeah, actually, let's do that first. So what are you, if you had 3 things you would say
for me personally, As I said, a lot of women might hate this, but I come and because I always like, don't compare me to your mom.
Right,
And
right,
it's
right.
so hard for me to not compare you to my mom because that's the first woman that and not in that way, but I fell in love with. So it's like
Yeah,
that's the woman that showed me what a woman can be. So
yeah,
I've seen my mom work her ass off. I've seen my mom work out like she work like how we work out. That's how my mom works out. I've seen my mom come home cook. I've seen my mom come home make my dad's plate, my plate, clean it up, this and this, mop. Of course, you don't get that whole well. This ain't the 60s, 70s, but that's one of the things that stands out to me with a woman.
mhm,
I think women do things. I always tell them I think they're so important to a relationship, and I think they see kind of what I'm trying to say instead of seeing it as like I'm not your slave, I'm not your servant, and I'm like no, like that's a valuable piece to my heart. Where it's like if you do that for me, it's like okay, I'm going out here and I'm making most of the bread. And if that's not the case, well, we're both making the bread. But if that is the case, I'm going out there to make sure this roof over your head is good. And I'm not gonna throw that in your face, but it's just like
right,
sometimes when I come in the house of working hard and I want to get rental properties and stuff, it's cool to see sometimes I got a home cooked meal and my kids they're full. I see my wife wants to pick up and clean because they do that stuff better than me. I'm not gonna ask my wife to cut the grass. So that's one for me, taking care of the family, because I think they're the rock of the relationship. Two, satisfying your man. That is definitely something that is very important in a relationship, is regardless of what people think. Sex is an important thing. And if you're doing that, I think a lot of men won't step out. Could
yeah,
be wrong. They
right,
they still could. Don't get me wrong. Me personally, if I'm getting it how I should, whatever, I think I wouldn't do that. I'm not gonna sit here and say no because I'd just be like oh, you just whatever. But I 100% don't think that I would. But
yeah,
that's two.
yeah,
And three, I need you to have a hustle mentality for me.
mm,
Um, I don't want you to still like I'm kind of on both women's side, like, well, I want to go out there and have a career. I'm all for that. Like I'm gonna push you to go have a career. I'm gonna push you, whatever. But at the same time, don't forget your duties at the house. And it's not like, oh, it's duties. It's like I have duties as well at the house.
yeah,
Well, you need your oil change. I want you to save $1. Put that in the garage. I'm gonna go change your oil. Well, in Texas, I don't really have to cut the grass because you got people who do that, whatever. In Michigan, we didn't really have that. So in Michigan, I would have cut the grass, edge and line, how you do all that work and stuff. I do whatever. And if you need me to get a refrigerator, say we pick up a refrigerator. She's like, babe, go pick up a refrigerator from here. I go do that stuff. So to me, we all have roles. So those are the three things I think I want: hustle mentality, like entrepreneur mentality,
mm.
satisfy your man, and take care of your family.
Nah, that's a good big three. I mean, that's the way you got to just kind of whittle it down, simplify it. And, again, that's what you have seen work. That's what you want. That's what you've developed. And so, I mean, I don't see a problem with those three things. But before I get into this, I think it's important we honestly must establish that, with the direction we're going with the show, man, we're trying to help those who want to be helped. We're trying to help those who are willing to listen and who are willing to contribute to the growth, so, whether that's men or women who are listening to this, for those who are fixated on, we don't care what you think, we don't care what you want, hey, you don't have to listen, because I think we started off trying to help everybody, and I've realized just recently you can't help everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's willing to listen, willing to learn. The best conversation I have is because I have people who are open-minded and are willing to have it back and forth. All right, so there's that. Now, with that being said, we'll start off. So step one, to me, as far as simple, keeping a man happy, is just keep his mind clear. So it's kind of what you talked about, in terms of just, having someone who's dedicated, devoted to you. Now I have two scenarios, but just on the first point alone, keeping a man's mind clear, what do you think of and how would you explain that?
What I tell every woman that I've
Yeah,
ever talked to,
yeah,
one thing that a man that's not messing with you or like your other peers that are men,
yeah.
a man knows when a woman is untouchable. If your woman is untouchable
Mhm.
and you have her, another man is going to want her. But if she is so untouchable to the point where they can keep trying, but that's why I say it has to start inside the foundation of the inside the household.
Yeah.
So you have to have those communications with your woman and your man and be like, you know what? Me and you got to be like this, Bonnie and Clyde, thick as thin. So you got to tell me little things like, hey, old boy was trying to do this, or I got to tell you, old girl's doing this. And by that happening, by you being untouchable and you being like, I'm not gonna sit here and say just be rude or be an asshole, but by you being untouchable, that's gonna make men be like, wow, that he has a good one. Because we all know men that we all know some women who are very untouchable. Maybe in our lives that we be like, they have a boyfriend. We just know that woman, we know we gonna start respecting him because she is so untouchable. And that's what I mean by that's keep a clear mind, because it's like men don't care if you have a boyfriend or not. They're gonna try, and same vice versa. So it's like women are gonna say, well, are you guys untouchable? I'm gonna say you have a good point. And that's what men have to do. We have to step up and say we have to be untouchable, because there's a double standards to it. And it's like we have to keep the same energy that we want them to keep. So it's a hard pill to swallow, but men they gotta be untouchable. But that's how I keep a clear mind, by a woman being untouchable, in my opinion. Maybe you can kind of speak on it a little more.
Yeah, no, that's a great point to start off. I mean, I think every guys understand guys, and we understand guys' nature, and that we're competitive, and a guy's always gonna try to get at you, especially if he's a person who has an ego or whatever the case may be. He's gonna feel like, not, oh, she can't be touched. This, okay, what I got to do to get around it? You know what I'm saying? So if a guy knows that a woman can draw that firm line in the sand of, hey, this is my relationship, this is my guy, I'm loyal to him, 10 toes down, and he knows that truly in the back of his mind, keeping his mind at peace, knowing that he can go out, tackle the obstacles in the world, and he's able to come home to a woman who's loyal and devoted to him. That's the first and foremost thing. Then the other type, and what you're gonna find with these three terms, is that they really serve as umbrella terms, and they're catch-alls to really everything else that can go on in a relationship. Where I say also, to add on to keeping a man's mind clear, is also just not making big things out of the little things, right? Not causing petty arguments where it's like you're making him leave the house and going to work with the clouded mind, right? So prime example, right? One thing that most guys talk about is if a guy has to, okay, scenario A, I'll say this is the bad scenario. Guy has to wake up, he has to hear, why didn't you take out the trash? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do this? Now y'all arguing before his day out of work. Now he has to leave the house, right? So it starts off with just the argument. His mind's not clear because now he's stressed. He leaves the house stressed, he goes to work. He's having to think about that all day long. Man, I had to fight with wifey today. Then he gets off work. Now he's thinking, I gotta go back to that home where it's not peaceful. You know what I'm saying? Now, instead of coming home, I'm gonna go to the gym, right? Okay, fine. He goes to the gym, no problem. That's good. He's keeping his mind healthy. He's relieving stress. Gets out the gym. Hey, you want to come out and get drinks with us? Shit, I don't want to go home. No, home stressful. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Now he goes out to the bar, right? All of a sudden, and this is how the butterfly effect of all this stuff goes.
Yeah,
right?
I see where you're going. This is good. Keep going.
Cross town. Another woman, she just gets out of a relationship, right? Now she's stressed. She goes to the bar after work. Hey, yo, what's good?
They spark up a conversation.
He's stressed from his wife at home. She just got out of a relationship.
They make a connection.
Bada bing, bada boom, bada pow.
No, it's real though.
That's how it happens. I always say there's cause and effect to everything. Now, obviously, he could have been easily fixated on just not coming home and boom. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying if we go to scenario B, right? Man wakes up, right? Knows he's working. He's working hard, right? Maybe he forgets to do something, but you don't make a big fuss about it. Hey, have a good day at work. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be happy to see you when you get home, right? That's it. Leaves home with a clear mind. Goes to work, with a good mindset. Hey, time to get off work. Shoot, it's time to go home. I have a good wife. I have a supportive wife. Send him something during the day. Hey, checking in. Hope your day is going well. Those little things of just being, him being the shirt. I'll see you when you get back. Now he knows he has somebody was looking forward to seeing him. A guy will never say it, but we just want to feel supported. We just want to feel like, people believe in us and want us to be there. You know what I'm saying? That we like
That is
when women
huge.
appreciates our presence, in my opinion. Right. So
Nice.
now he
100%.
goes home. Now he's devoted. Now he's not, maybe, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym, babe. I'll be home whatever time. He has now y'all are communicating, so you know where he is, right? Then, hey, you want to come to the bar? Nah, man, I gotta get home to the wife, maybe to the kids. Yo, boom, he's home. Have a good evening. And then maybe you communicated, hey, yesterday, you missed this. Think you can get this done? And then he's not thinking, oh, she's coming out and making a fuss. All right, my bad, missed that. Now y'all get it done. Y'all communicated. Good day at work. That positive outcome, is more likely to happen, in my opinion.
And I think that's where we all miss. We don't. You see how you just lay that all out?
Yeah.
If not saying what the guy did was right at the bar, sparked up a conversation, cheated on his wife, whatever, but they don't see the whole beginning of it. Maybe he should have been strong-minded and not changed his morals and values for it. But it's like, when I'm talking peace is so important in a person's life. When you got to go to work, you worrying about your kids, you worrying about your girl, you worrying about your family, your mom, your this and this. And the thing about women that I've seen, and men too, I mean, I just know most men don't nag. There's a lot of women who like to spark arguments. And what I say is, I try to say it in the most politest way when I have these debates with women. I'm like, because more women, and this is 100% fact, women are more emotional than logical when they get in arguments. So it's like, I say, take out the emotion at this point. I get it, you're mad. I get it, I'm mad. I get it, you feel away. Take out that, because it's fogging up what you're really thinking. Try to take that away and really come to the table and let's have an actual conversation. So it's like, when you have these conversations, for me, I always say, just communicate with me. Once you communicate with me, that Hulk in me will calm down. I'm not like I can be just really just an a-hole and just really be like, I don't give a damn. But if a woman I like just talks to me and communicates and like, look, we can't be doing this. We have little fights like this. This is how we got to improve as a team. It's like little key words for me, kind of how you said, like, all men want to do is just feel appreciated. It's like little key words for me that just calm me down. So I think women have to know that it's okay to make your man feel good. It's okay to just, you know how they want us to just buy them flowers? Like, that's like them saying, well, buy me flowers and we go buy it. Like, they want us to just buy flowers. Like, we want you guys to just do things like randomly and say, well, I was just thinking about you and here is this. That makes us feel like, dang, okay, you really care, you pay attention, you this and this. And a lot of women don't do that. And I think they expect us to do a lot more. And there are some men out there who don't do a lot. So it's like Obi said, we're talking to people. I think we kind of talk to people. There's somebody in the world who's going to resonate to both sides. But for us, it's like, there's both sides of the spectrum of it. And it's just like, so it's not saying all women don't do it. There's men who don't do it as well. So to me, you got to just have that communication so it doesn't get to that. So keeping that clear mind is huge.
Yeah, I always say tie back to the 5 love languages again. Like, that's honestly a good kind of reference point, because it's like, okay, if a guy is the person who, acts of service is what he appreciates, then it's like, hey, babe, I did this. Hey, maybe I see you did laundry. I folded the clothes. Just little things like that. Hey, I saw we were out of your favorite food, out of your favorite drink. Hey, I went and got it on the way home. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be the most major thing, but the littlest things, I think, is what I'm getting at. Is the smallest things that a guy knows, dang, she did that. Wow. You know what I'm saying? That'll set you apart too. You know what I'm saying? Because I hear women all the time ask, why doesn't he want to commit? Why didn't he want to make it official? It's like, because he honestly probably just not sure. He's not sure whether you're there yet. Can you be truly girlfriend / wife? You have that quality about you. I'm telling the truth. You know what I'm saying?
You are.
So that's that. And then on top of that, another thing about keeping his mind clear, it's not just about fighting, because we're assuming that you have already got to marriage status. But even if you guys are dating, like girlfriend, boyfriend, it's also, being down for him if, you have other people who are trying to, stir your weight, try to pull your weight too, because, the thing is, most people are haters, I think. So imagine this, if I say, girl has her girlfriend, maybe she has a hardworking husband, but he doesn't make a lot of money, right? Or the most
Right.
money, right?
Right.
He's climbing up the corporate structure like you do in your job, climbing up. But then all of a sudden she's starting to hear, why are you with him? He doesn't make enough money. Don't you want to try this? You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have this. Why don't you
Like
try
friends,
this?
correct?
Yeah, her friends
Okay.
or her family or whomever, whatever influential factor. Just why are you with him when you could be with that person? Why be with him? He's not there yet. You could be with someone else. You could do better. You know what I'm saying?
I've been in a situation like that, like my ex, and
Yeah,
that
yeah. Right. Same.
to me that fueled me, and it was like, why don't you need a rich man? I would never forget that out of my ear of what her mom said, like, you need a rich man. And at that time, I mean, I was making what 45,000-50,000 a year, but I just got out of college,
Mm.
and it was
Yeah,
like,
man. Because hold on. I don't mean to, my bad to cut you off, but
no, you good.
it's that's why they say young guys usually struggle with dating because they're fresh out. They're fresh into their careers. They're starting off at the bottom. Most of them. I mean, unless you get into a field that pays you a high income offer, but even then, you're still gonna get lowballed, and it's a lot of little things you have to do right in order to climb up and to really unlock the full benefit package. But my bad, because it's only
Right.
that's a point that ties in. That I think people don't talk about.
No, it does, and it a lot of people always say, London, you're so strong. How do you have it all together? How you have this? I'm like, look, I don't put my problems on people. So if I do have a problem, I'm gonna go in my house and just vibe. And I come back the next day and be smiling in somebody's face. I'm like, I'm not about to put my problems on people. So
Mhm,
that me looking back at that situation with my ex,
mhm,
that actually weighed on me more than I thought it did. I
mhm,
was like, can I, because she comes from a successful family, like had a Camaro new at the age of 16.
mhm.
House was made like, it was like 500, $600,000 when it was not. Now it's like, if you sell it now, it's probably like 1 point some mil. Like, she comes from a successful, and her mom doesn't work, like, and that's beautiful. So for me, it's like, you have to outdo what their dad did for them. You have to take care of them. So it's like, I started questioning myself. They already don't believe in black folks. They already don't believe in this, blah, blah, blah. Like, is that something that I can do? And I was like, can I get there? And I started questioning myself. You know how confident I am? I started questioning my abilities. And now where I'm at now, I'm like, wow, that makes me feel good that I did this at the age of 25, what I just did. And I'm like, nobody could put that past me. But at that time, it's so easy. And as I said, keep your man's mind clear. She didn't keep my mind clear.
Yeah.
So she made me question myself. And
Yep.
instead of motivating me and pushing me to be a better man and being on my team,
Mm.
she she I get it, she was a kid as well. So it's hard for you to stand up to your parents. And
Right.
that's kind of where my mom and my dad would kind of talk to me, because they're older and I don't know everything. But I'm like, Mama, I wouldn't have did that at my age.
Mm.
So I be thinking people got to do the stuff that I do because of how I move. And she's like, she's young to this. She might get cut off from college. I said, I get it. So, but just that not happening, it made my mind clogged up. It made me not have a peace of mind. So it just, that made me go to, like how you said, you go to a bar, you do this, and that's led to me cheating, I feel like. And everybody's like, well, that shouldn't be the whatever. And I shouldn't have changed my morals and values for it. But I really believe that led to a lot of my, like, trying to go find it in somebody else. And I had some women tell me, you sometimes talk about your problems with other women, and then they be like, well, I'll never do that. And then I mess around and get mad, because I loved her at that time. So it's like, don't be
Yes.
talking about my girl like that. Like, we got our problems, but hey, don't say too much. But
Mhm.
like, just to hear another woman be like, well, I wouldn't put you through that, is like, damn. So it's like,
Exactly.
it can
Exactly.
mess
That's
you
how it
up.
starts. That's how it
That's
starts.
how it
But
starts. That's how it starts. So
all right, man.
that's a
Let's
good
go.
topic. That's a good point. Keep
Good.
his mind clear.
All right. So now step two, point number two, keep his stomach full. So this one's this one's a hit or
So,
miss one. I think this is
yeah,
controversial.
I was gonna say this is a lost cause now.
All right. So then speak on it, El.
It's not happening. Like 9 times out of 10, I'm not getting what I got, what I grew up to. So
Yeah.
I've accepted it. I don't care if you're black, white, Indian. I don't care what you are. I just know at this time of life, a lot of women I've ran into can't cook. The women that can cook, I'm like, wow. So it's like, I was having a conversation with someone, and they were talking to me. They was like, well, You just have to cook what you want to cook. I'm like, okay, well, that just I just eat it now because I'm so used to hearing that now. That doesn't affect me. But when I first heard it, I'm like, man, say
Right.
I can't get no home cooked meal. I'm not asking you to know how to make no greens, no dressing. No, I ain't asking for all that because that's just a whole different whatever. Can I get some lasagna? Can I get some fettuccine? Like, can I get something? Just something. Can I get something great? Like, go into your bag, and that's something that I used to tell my ex. I'm like, I ain't expecting you to cook like my mama. Like, I ain't gonna sit here and ask for it. I ain't gonna sit here because I just know that's me asking for the moon.
Yeah.
Get your bag of what you're good at
Yeah.
and specialize in that. And what she started doing, because when we first started talking, she couldn't really cook.
Mhm.
So when she started learning, she started getting her little bag, making her little different things. I actually kind of liked it. I was okay. Like, we're not gonna say you're just the greatest, but like you could make some really good stuff. And I was okay with it. And
Right.
I was like, okay. So I think for us, Obi, coming from a background of people who can really cook and stuff,
Boy.
I don't think we're gonna I don't think we're gonna that ain't happening, bro. We might as well just let that go. But that is the key to my heart. If you do those, keep my mind clear, my stomach full, and we'll tell y'all the next one. But these two things starting for those,
Yeah.
it's almost like you have to walk out that door and that's the value that you see with your woman. Like, another woman can come talk to you and tell you, oh, forget your woman, forget this. I can do that, I can give you this.
Mhm.
I'm like, nah, my woman can really throw down. Like, my
Wow.
woman's taking care of them kids. My woman's out here making sure this fort is held down. If I ever pass away, I get nitty gritty with it. If I ever pass away, this woman can take care of my family and run this ship.
Mhm.
That's what I look for. I'm
Yeah.
like, can you run this ship if I go down?
Yeah.
So that food part for me is big, but we ain't getting that. So you might as well just
Well, for one thing, I actually have a question about you. You can cook. I like
yeah,
put
I
some
can.
meals in it. So how does that then like factor in, to your dynamic with your woman and with your relationship? Like, how do you see it? Because like for me, I think what you're talking about is the effort, right? Like you talked about your ex, she started learning how to cook. I think that alone, if a guy sees, oh, she's actually making an effort. She may not cook before. Maybe she doesn't feel like she's the best, but she's trying.
It's
Like
the
that's
effort.
all we look for. You know what I'm saying?
See,
It's
they
as
don't get
simple
it.
as
They
effort,
don't
not
get it.
necessarily like you have to cook this extravagant, and not even every day, but just the fact, hey, she tried making something today.
She tried. And I
Yeah.
think for your answer, I can really cook. But
Mhm.
for me, do you want the honest answer or do you want just the conservative
Hey,
answer?
we all honest around here. So.
Okay, we're gonna be honest. For me,
Mhm.
if I didn't make what I made
Mhm.
and I didn't provide for my family, pay the mortgage, pay for the kids' cars, pay for the kids' tuition, pay for this, pay for that,
Mhm.
and I gotta go cook, and I gotta go mount the TV, I got to go buy what the heck are you doing?
Okay.
So I look at it like,
Fair
what are
point.
you doing? You're
Fair
just
point.
sitting there. They're like, well, I'm giving you the bean, the bow, the cat, whatever.
Right.
Okay, that's not what I'm going to fall in love with.
Yeah. If that's all
That's
you bring
if
in
that's
the
all you
table,
can bring to the table, then I should have stayed a F boy. I'm going to sit down because of your morals and your values and what you bring to the table,
yep.
not for what you can do in the bedroom. Like that's just like the sprinkles on top.
Mhm.
But if my woman can ride for me, if my woman can be untouchable, my woman can do this and do that. And don't let her be a hustler and go get some money too. Don't let her go out there and be like, baby, I go get the bag too. And come back and we that's why I say I like Beyonce and Jay-Z. I use them a lot. I was watching something about Beyonce. She's like, me and Jay don't always text. We don't always talk. We busy. I said, oh, it's beautiful. We can't always talk. We're busy. We got stuff to do.
Mhm.
And it's like we come home and then we talk. And then we have so much to talk about because we wasn't talking throughout the whole day. So like, don't get me wrong, we're in a generation where you got to text, but there's some women who be like, why aren't you replying back? Well, I'm in the meeting,
Yeah.
or I'm doing this, or you're over here doing this with the kids, with school, or you're doing that. And it's like,
Yeah. I mean, even like, okay, so you have Jay-Z, Beyonce, you have them. I say even LeBron and Savannah, that's shit. Not like Savannah. Okay, people might see, oh, she's just the housewife. No, she was fully empowered by LeBron to be able to, like, oh, you want to start your own business? Boom, do that and do your best at it. Boom. Now she has her own lucrative business. Same with Steph and Aisha.
Definitely.
And you know what I'm saying? Like there's multiple ways, but you notice the main thing is like the roles are clearly defined and everybody's bought in. You know what I'm saying? Not, oh, why do I have to do this? Why don't you do? You know what I'm saying? Like,
And it's like, if I get that much money, you don't
yeah,
gotta
sure,
cook.
sure,
Okay,
sure,
like I can get a chef, but
sure.
I'm saying if we're just the average family and we live in Katy or Cypress or Sugarland,
Still can be
so
done. Now
I'm
there's real
sorry, baby, you
chefs.
can still do it. And it's like, and this is, I'm gonna give you for example, my dad. My dad comes from, like, my dad works for fires. He's an engineer, but he's so, is it blue collar, like the guys who do like the shot. He still gets nitty gritty. We
Mhm,
went to his fraternity brother's house. My dad's a Kappa in Georgia.
mhm,
His fraternity brother blew up rich, like multi-millionaire, knows Magic Johnson, all this.
mhm.
So we go to his house for Thanksgiving. His name is Mark. Mark was like, well, we're going to cater for Thanksgiving. And my dad's like, ain't this some bullshit? He was like, you got, he said, you got your wife sitting. He said, you want a home cooked meal. And I think that's kind of how I will probably be like, okay,
Yeah,
at certain times, I want to see if my wife can really cook. I don't want this catered food. I want some home cooked meal. I want to have that family vibe. Everybody sit down. We're gonna watch the NBA games. We're gonna watch this, or we're gonna watch the football games. I want you to bake you a sweet potato pie or some apple pie, whatever you can make. Like, make something, and then we can have that family time. But I don't want somebody in there making my meal for me, and then you just, like, I'll come in there and help you. But
yeah.
it's like, I don't want to really help. But it's like, but I don't know. Maybe I'm old school with it. Maybe I am old school. I don't think I'm ever gonna break that. But I just seen all the women from grandmas to aunties to mamas, they throw down in the kitchen. It's like, and the guys sit there, talk about football. They play little spades. They play a little tongue, whatever we play,
Yep.
drink and just have fun.
Yeah.
Dominoes, whatever you play. And then the women, they go plate their man's meal. This sounds so, like, they're gonna say this is so, like, out of the blue, because they're
School,
gonna say
whole
this is old
1960s.
school. It's like slavery almost. Like, I'm like, no, you're not my servant. But it's like, that comes from, you love me. That comes from, I
Sad.
I deserve this because I've, as a man, I provided and I've done everything and I showed you that I'm supportive. So you should want to do something like that for me. Let me make my man's plate. Let me pick my man's plate up. Let me make sure I know what my man wants. I seen this from one girl. We
Mhm.
went to a Friendsgiving.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Everybody to make their own plate.
Remember that story.
This girl said to my homeboy, said, "Do you want me to make your plate?" I looked
Hey,
at
ain't
her and said,
nobody.
everybody else was getting up, men and women. She said, "You want me to make your plate?" I said, "Where are you from?" She said,
Right.
"Louisiana." She said, "From Louisiana." I said, "You was raised right." I'm sorry, babe. You was raised right. Thank you so much. I still get to see it at our age. At least there's some people who do it, but I just know for me, I ain't probably ain't gonna get it. But for me, I just wish it was the thing. But it sucks. It's sad, but it's life.
See, I come from. I'll explain it from my angle. Okay, so I hear the argument. Well, it's not the 1960s. That's slavery, whatever the case. I'm like, if our moms could do it, like, and this is how most guys think, if our moms could do it when it was more difficult, they didn't have crocs, they didn't have rice cookers, they didn't have really ovens that, all you had to do is just preheat it and, like, just send little stuff in the oven. It's much easier to do now. So why is it that it's easier to do now, but it's more difficult? To me, it comes from a lack of commitment, devotion, and love, honestly. Right. Like, even you talked
Preach.
about the old school, your parents did it. I see that stuff being depicted. And what I look at is, I don't see it as servitude. I think I see it as, those women know I have a husband, right? It's an appreciation of having a husband, and he's there. He's not somewhere else. He's not out doing other things. He's there with me, and I have him in his presence. So the littlest thing I can do is just make him a plate while he's there chilling with the guys, with the fellas, because I know what he brings to our life and to our family. I
That's
think
it.
that's lost. It's like, nah, it ain't shit. So you get that, and you get that mindset that people bought into. So now naturally it's like, well, what do you need a man for? But now, to take that and put it into the scenario again, we plug it back into the butterfly effect. So keeping the stomach full, going back to that point. Now, let's say you live with the husband, ladies, or you live with your boyfriend, whatever the case. Babe, can you make something to eat? Or can I have something to eat? You know, you mean? Why do I have to cook? You cook. Make your own food. Make your own plate. Make your own blah blah blah. I ain't doing it. Right? Whatever the case, whatever why, fine. Leaves out the house that day. He's hungry. Now he has to go buy food, or he has to go fend for himself. He has to go find it somewhere else. Dang. Now don't let his mind not be clear neither. Now my mind's clear and I'm hungry. Now my mind's not clear and I'm hungry. Shit.
The real stuff. This is
Right?
real spitting gems.
Now mine's tense. And you know how it is when you're hungry. Like it's like now you're just irritable because you're trying to find something to eat. You're starving. You naturally start to get competitive. You know, they talk about in prehistoric times, man was most dangerous when he was hungry because he had to go find something to eat. It's kind of the same thing. So imagine that. Imagine how you would be if you're at work and you ain't eat nothing, bro. Imagine how annoyed you'd be, right? Now
It's
you
like
get
I'm
off
single
work.
again.
You get off work. Maybe you had some little, maybe you had some slight at work, whatever it is. Maybe you bought something during the lunch break. But now, no, I ain't gonna have nothing at the house made. Okay, I can go pick up something, but I'll go chill. You know what? I'm gonna go to the gym first. All of a sudden, what's up, buddy? Hey, me and the homies, we're going out to bombshells. You mean, why don't you come through, get something to eat, get a drink with us? Shit, I ain't got food at the house. Cool, I'll be there. All of a sudden, you know how it is, you know, a place like that, right? All of a sudden, woman who she's a chef, she breaks up with her man. Now she's like, oh, I'm gonna go out get some drinks. Now all of a sudden she's at bombshells. What's good? Hey, you know, I just broke up with my man's. And the thing is, I had our perfect anniversary dinner made and cooked for him. Oh, you cook? Yeah. Why don't you come home and why don't you come try it out? Shit, I was gonna buy something here, but you know what? You're right. I'll come through. Next thing you know, bada bing, bada boom, bada pop.
And like when y'all hear these scenarios, like it's like, okay, well, you guys are just fitting into your little topic, but that's like
True.
it's real life
That's
stuff.
real.
Like that happens.
Yeah.
Like it's like you see that guy could be like, wow, that man's a fool. Like I've said this so many times, whoever let this woman go
Mm.
is a fool.
Yes.
And like off of just pure looks, of course, but like if I get to know them and I haven't met too many women who had the full package. And I have met some, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but to have the full package, I just hold myself to a higher standards, and that makes men want to kind of like men aren't strong. I'm gonna be real, y'all. Men aren't strong. I will give you that because they're gonna like, well, why you just get so tempted, like get tempted to go somewhere? Well, shoot, I'm hungry. I'm paying for all the bills. My mind ain't clear. I don't got no peace. She
And you can't
cooked.
say
You
anything. Say anything.
you
You sound
didn't
like
cook.
a fool.
I say something. We argue. You can't communicate. Well, shoot, she was just bringing me some peace, and she made some food. I'm sorry, and I effed up. Do you
And we're not
blame me?
condoning. I'm not condoning that
I'm
behavior. I'm
not
not condoning
condoning
that
that
outcome.
behavior.
I'm
I'm
not,
telling women of you guys have to step it up.
I'm not even saying
Honestly,
that. I'm not saying that. You know,
I
you
do.
have the choice. I always say, you
If
have
I'm married to you, you don't.
you have the choice. I'm not. You have a choice.
If you're married,
Comes consequences. That's all I'm saying. There's cause and effect, and there's consequences. That's what I'm saying, right?
understood.
So it doesn't. It didn't just happen to. Oh, you see how there was causes and effect. There was things that happened. There were prior events that led to that outcome. That's what I'm trying to get at, right? It's not just because girls are like, oh, guys are just gonna cheat. No, it's never that simple. It's always something that led to it. Is what I'm getting at.
And
You know,
don't get me wrong, you got some dogs. You
you
do
do,
got some
you do.
dogs. And that's what they're gonna say. They're gonna say, well, I know some I had a boyfriend who just cheated on me. I did everything. But you have to realize a woman is always going to defend herself and try to explain that they do everything. So that's why I'm so good at this conversation stuff. I'm gonna ask you, what did you do? I'm gonna put you to the test now. What did you bring to the table? And if that does not add up and line up to what I think that is going crazy, I'm like, no. I just come from a whole different generation of what women can do. But I'm kind of boosting women in a way, but it's like I think they look at it as like I'm kind of being like, you guys are the great. I'm not. I think you guys are so good. I always tell women, y'all are like to me the rocks of the relationship. Like I think y'all make that stuff fly, ship, go, whatever.
Yeah.
Like if the women are doing their parts and a man do what they do and mess up, I get it. It hurts. It's a big like, man, I didn't did all this and I got stumped on, trampled on, this and this. I get it. It don't feel good. But if they are riding for you and you're doing that, kudos to women. That's all I say. I keep it at that.
Well, Cat Williams said it's your relationship, ladies, and I mean, you basically have all the power and all the control to make it work. It's just going to take some effort. You find a good man who you believe in, and maybe that's that's harder to find for some women these days. They would argue, but when you do find that, you lock in, and you know what I'm saying. You try to at least do your part. If he's not doing your part and you don't feel happy, satisfied, rather than try to run your head through a wall to say, hey, this ain't gonna work for me and peace out. There's nothing wrong with peacing out. Because I think what happens is so many women get caught up in trying to make a bad relationship work, then they get scarred and then they take that bag into the next one. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead. This isn't what I was looking for, or you changed, or you weren't what I thought I wanted. Boom. No, now you gotta peace out. Now you can't be angry if that man, finds something else or levels up, whatever case may be, because you chose not to be with him anymore. Right. But if it's not working for you at that time, then there's nothing wrong with that, and you move on. All right. Now to the third and final. The third and final.
Today.
Huh?
You out here talking today.
Yeah, man. This is a controversial one. London alluded to it earlier. Keep him, what you say, satisfied? All right. Keep him satisfied, ladies.
No, you should. That comes with the part. Like if you add all three of these up and you ain't doing all three of these, I'm telling you right now, he's going to cheat. I'm not lying to you.
I'm not condoning that.
I'm not condoning. I'm telling y'all, this is just actual facts.
I'm not gonna say that because I don't.
If you're not keeping his mind clear, you don't want to cook, and you ain't satisfying him, I'm sorry. I am, and he's doing everything. No.
I reframe it as this. Imagine this. Your mind, you're stressed. Not only are you stressed, you're hungry, and you're not getting them at the house. Oof. Hey, man.
Got you, man. It has to have that. Because not only what y'all gonna think I sound like, actually, no, I don't. I don't care. Whatever. I'm comfortable with my skin. It doesn't just bring a satisfaction of getting one off. You build a really crazy connection when you have sex with a woman, if you actually like them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many people have been in love or whatever, but when you do that and you feel close with them, that brings a different connection with you, and you like, damn, that's my little dog, and you gonna say that's my girl, that's whatever. Like I got her to death do is like literally that's to me what sex would do if you do it right, and that's why I think women can't have sex as much because I think more like that. But shoot, if you find the right woman, a man will be thinking the same thing as you. But you got to be that woman. You can't just be just average Joe. Don't do this and think I'm gonna feel that way. I'm gonna keep it pushing. So for me, if you ain't doing those three, at that point, you got to go. I can't do it. My analogy is this. If I'm lifting the left side of the couch, you got to lift the right. If you don't lift the right and the right side is still on the floor and my stuff is in the air, I got to go. I got to let my couch down and put it on the floor, and then we're going to just walk away. I'm sorry. Because if it was flipped, I want everybody to put this into consideration. If this was flipped, if you made the six figures, woman, if you was cooking too, and then you had to mount the TV, you had to cut the grass, you had to pay for the kids' school, their cars, their gas, their utilities, the gym membership, the man still need to get his stuff, Louis Vuitton. Imagine you gotta do all that stuff, and I'm sitting here just sitting on the couch. You will feel away. So please put yourself in the person's shoes who is trying to take care of their woman. And it's okay to take care of their woman. But at the same time, we would love for our women to do wifely things. It's nothing wrong with that at all. It's not. And I'm not going to let society in this generation say it is, because it's not. That's my piece.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, my whole thing is if ladies, if you're going to be with a man and he's attracted to you, he's gonna want to have sex. He's gonna want to sleep with you. He's gonna want to take you to bed. Like that's good. That's healthy. That's a good thing, right? It's when you then, I think also what happens is that it's like oh, I don't want to now. I don't feel like it right now. Feel like it. You know, it's almost like when guys be like, I'm tired. I want to go to bed when a girl wants to talk to you. It's like they don't understand. It's like, what, you're tired? Like there's some childish games. It's like, I don't understand that. I don't rock with that. Or it's like also because I get into thinking about this aspect of it too. It's like you said that you want him to be loyal, devoted, only sleep with you, but then you don't want to give it to him whenever you like he wants to have sex with you. I mean, he's a man, right? And especially if he's a very sexual being and he's very attracted to you, he's gonna want it frequently. I'm not saying y'all have to be going at it every couple hours every day, but I'm just saying if it starts to become a regular thing where I'm tired and I don't feel like it and I don't feel blah blah blah, it's like you starting to find every reason why y'all can't, rather than okay, we got to. You know what I'm saying? This is part of like being in a relationship, being devoted, being down for someone, is making sure that they are happy, right? You know what I'm saying? So I think there's that aspect of it for me. Now, if you're with the man who you're not attracted to, then we're in a different state, because I think there are some women who say he has good husband qualities, but I'm not attracted to him. That's not going to work. That's not a good dynamic, because now no part of being in a marriage is having sex and laying down with one another. But then it's like if you're not attracted to the man, then you're gonna start being like, I don't want to touch you, I'm repulsed by you. You know what I'm saying? Or imagine how you would feel if you were with a woman who you weren't attracted to. Like imagine that. Like it's just like
I would leave.
exactly. So it goes to that goes to my point, is that
I'm not going to just sit somewhere and be miserable.
you're not with a man who you're attracted to. And I think the barrier of, or the threshold of being attractive as a man is much higher, because it's not just a matter of your physical, but also your drive, your ambition, your determination, and all the other things that you bring to a relationship is
That was
what
beautiful. That part there. Yes, that part. That what turns me on. I'm like, oh, this is my little dog. Like she
Right.
does things that if I can still get schooled on things,
Mhm.
I'm like, that's what I need. Because there's women out here who can put you on game. I didn't know that. Thanks for letting me know. Like, explain to me how that goes. Like, you can be taught. I feel like I have to, in my situation, I have to teach every woman I'm talking to something. I'm like,
Right.
can you teach me something?
Yeah,
I
like
don't get taught.
as men, I'll say that the physical has to be checked off the list first and first
Yeah.
and foremost. Like it does, because at the end of the day, if we're not physically attracted, then we're not even going to be interested to go
Yeah,
pull up to
yeah.
go. And that's physical attraction to whatever that guy is. Again, that there's no universal standard. Every guy has their preference. So if you're whatever that guy's preference is, that's first of all, okay, I'm physically attracted. But then it's all the little things that we're talking about that'll keep him interested, that'll keep him wanting to constantly provide, what'll keep you marriage material, what'll keep you girlfriend material. Otherwise, you're just somebody who's physically attracted to. But it's like when he gets to the point of liking you or wanting to be your husband or wanting you to be his wife, whatever the case, is because I always say he knows you do something for him and to him that other women can't. And that's why he chose to get down on one knee and propose. You know what I mean? So that's where I said on that. It's not just a matter of y'all having to be in the sex just because he wants to have. No, it's that's what helps keep a healthy relationship. And then we're gonna throw it back into my scenario. So, man, night before work. So it's always usually during the evening. There's a TikTok about this one. She's on her side. Taps her egg. He's trying to do his thing. I don't want to. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I don't want to. No, right? Leave that man with blue balls. Can't go out nowhere, at least not at that moment.
He said blue ball.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry, So now he has to go to work the next morning. Wife ain't. Maybe he tries one more time, just to keep the spark going. He tries to do something spontaneous in the morning. No. Now you told him no twice in under 24 hours, under 12 hours, right? Has to go to work. Now he's on edge because he didn't get any, he didn't have any intimacy with his wife. His wife's not showing she's attracted to him. Now he's feeling like, does she still like me? Now his mind's cloudy. You know what I'm saying? And then he tried to have breakfast in bed. He ain't getting no breakfast. So now his mind's clouded, stomach's empty, and he's unsatisfied. He goes to work that day. Imagine how tense you'd be at your job.
And then don't let Don't let a meeting or something piss you off. Oh,
Yeah, and I was about to you read my mind. Now, we were looking at your reports this past week. And you ain't doing shit. Now, maybe you just say maybe I'll do better. You cuss your colleague out. Go ahead, take the rest of the day off. We'll try again tomorrow. Boom, yeah, out of there, right? I don't even want to go to you know what? I'm gonna go to the gym. Get some blood flowing. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Was good. Hey man, we're not even gonna go to the bar. I'm not like we're gonna go somewhere else. Well, no, we'll go to the bar. We'll go to the bar. All right. Oh, is this woman? Very sexual being, knows how to cook, and cheese for the most part a good hang, right? Now they meet. Yeah, I just trying to find love. I had a boyfriend recently, but it just didn't seem to work. I cooked for him. For the most part, I tried to hang out with him. One of the things we used to like to do was we used to like to have breakfast in bed. Oh, okay. I actually just cooked something that I tried out my new recipe. Why don't you come back to my place and we can go try it out? Well, shoot, my wife, she keeps my mind clouded. I'm stressed. I want to go home because I know I'm gonna have to get into a fight. And then I ain't got no food at the house, and she's not giving me none. Sure. Bada bing, bada boom, bada motherfucking pow. What do you say, L?
I say all these scenarios. That was some good. I like how he did that, y'all, for the whole episode. That's how you put that together. But honestly, that stuff actually happens.
That's real life. I see it.
Like it actually happens. For example, I worked at Courtyard in Lubbock. I've seen a lot of people that worked in like corporate world who will come back to the bar and then they'll have their rings on. He'll have his ring on, and it would just start off as a conversation. They get drunk, this and this. They spark a vibe. I don't know what that woman or what that man was thinking. It could have been just a sexual whatever.
Yep.
But the one that I really remember was they was at a booth. They were just talking, and they started off at first at the bar at the top, and then went to the booth to the side.
Yeah.
5 to 7 drinks in. By the time I know, they close to each other. We about to close up. I say y'all can stay here. I mean, we're just closing up. You can't get no more drinks. I see them leave. They go to the elevator together. I mean, shoot, I don't know what she got going on at home. I don't know what he got going on at home, but I know they was traveling. So they both was traveling. They just both randomly got to Lubbock and they had to work out there. They might have went up there and had sex. I don't know, but I'm saying maybe there's something in it. They could have just been F people and just did it, or they could have been something's going on and she felt the connection there, and people do things out the spite of the moment. That's it. So I agree. It happens. I think the moral of this whole topic so far is, and I'm always going to say it's okay to play your part in your relationship. It is okay. Nobody's going to look at you. And that's the problem. We worrying about what other people think about, well, this ain't the 60s and 70s. Well, what in this relationship with London Ogletree, if you get with him and y'all come to me, we got roles. And if you don't like it, then you don't got to talk to me. That's fine. But for me, I'm going to bend over backwards and make sure you're happy. If you need me to do anything, I could do almost everything in the book.
I just need
and if I can't, I'm going to go learn it. That's my job. That's my duty, to make you feel good, safe, protected. So you should want to do the same. If you don't, you got to go. For me, that's on my end. I don't know how other people, that's on my end.
Hey man, I mean, listen. I always say what I said last week: effort, loyalty, devotion, dedication. Like this is those little things. I just need to know that you're down with me. That's it. You're down with me, and you locked in on whatever role you got carved out. Yeah, hey, if you're good at cooking, hey, boom. And in terms of cooking, I know how to balance things out. We have that talk off rip. Hey, yo, okay, bang. All right, we're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. All right, bet you're better at this. Look, this is your skill set. This is my skill set. All right, bang. While we're learning, while we're helping each other grow, you're gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Bet, we're good. All right, cool. Break. Just like a
break. Honestly,
you know what I'm saying? It's just like, and it can't be out of it, it can't feel like a chore. You know what I mean? Like love, like that's why it's like more important than love, in my opinion, is respect and loyalty, right? I had an OG tell me this recently. You know, I was like, yo, man, you've been married 15, 20 years, you know, what's the secret? He was like, young fella, you know, before that love stuff, man, you gotta have love. You gotta have a lady who is down with you. Do you hear me? I was like, yes, sir. And I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, you know, having older people around you, you know what I'm saying, like, and learning from them is always vital for me. And that's why I'm always trying to take as much game as I can. Because I know I don't know everything. I know my way isn't gonna be perfect, and like I'm still learning. But you know, I know me. The one thing I can say about myself is just I know I'm dedicated to trying, and I'm dedicated to, you know, making sure I can figure as much stuff out. You know what I'm saying? And like, hey, if you're not happy, or if something's not going right, hey yo, what's good? You know, like have that communication with me. She's my lady's always gonna know, hey yo, just communicate what's going on, and I work on fixing it. If you know it's something that can be fixed, there. If it's like I want you to be different, I want you to be not swole, not work out. I'm like, well, that's not gonna work. I want you to not be so into your hobbies. I want you to stay home more. That's not gonna work. But I have my non-negotiables, but for the most part, if it's a matter of just yo, I need you to communicate this, or yo, I like this. All right, cool, got it. I can accommodate that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, for the most part, it's just a matter of being with somebody who's locked in and who's you know,
Who gets
down
it?
for the journey and who gets it. All the rest of that, you know, little stuff, you know, can be worked out, in my opinion.
Facts, facts, facts.
Right. So there you have it, ladies. A man can be had with this simple plan. A man can be kept happy with this simple plan. Just keep his mind clear, keep his stomach full, and keep him satisfied. You have those three things accomplished on your bucket list. That's kind of an umbrella term. You can really cover all facets and all bases because you learn if he has those three things like every day, that could be your checklist. Okay, my man's mind clear. Yes. But you know, we haven't had any fights. Okay. Does he have food in the house? Do we have it in the house? Yes. Okay. You should be good on food. He's not hungry. Or check in with him throughout the day. Just, yo, you good? That's it. I think just, hey, are you good? Yeah. Or, hey, babe, you know, can you do X, Y, Z? Okay, that can be done. Bang. That little bitty text message throughout the day is enough where it's like, okay, I know my wife's down for me because she's checking in on me. You know what I'm saying?
Top this off. I only think women should do this for men who deserve it.
That's true. That's true.
Not saying just any man should get this quality. I'm
Wow.
saying for men who bring stuff to the table, who wants to protect you, who wants to take care of you, a man who wants to make sure that you elevate your goals and make sure that he pushes you to the next level where you don't see it in yourself. That's the man who deserves that plate by his tray, his water filled up, and that's the man who deserves that. And if he's not doing those, don't do what you've been doing. Then you shouldn't be with him.
Yeah.
But the man who's over here bending over backwards, thinking about ways he can elevate you, as far as if he's up here financially, emotionally, spiritually, whatever, and he's trying to think about how he can bring you up here with him, or if not past him, those are the men who should get what we just said with them three topics. And if you're not doing those for that man who's doing that, then shame on you.
Exactly. And
Right.
fellas, just one thing. There's one thing, because I know some guys may take exception to men who deserve it. Shouldn't all men get this? Nah, we don't live in those times anymore. You have to put in the work. And I think that's the one thing on women's aspect. When they talk about that, I'm like, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
I agree.
That, like you can't, a guy who's a bum shouldn't reap the same rewards as a guy who puts in the work. You mean? So it's like, look, if we want certain things, if we want certain types of women, we gotta work on it for ourselves, fellas. You know what I'm saying? You build yourself into the best version of yourself for you. And then naturally, because you're able to present something to the world and to that woman, that's what attracts her to you, because you have the work that you put in that you can show for, right? Whether it's mentally, it's not just, you know, with your career, but it's also mentally, your confidence in the way that your aura, your energy. And then from there, you can then create a successful and happy relationship, in my opinion.
Break.
That'll do it for this week's episode, y'all. L, hey, good shit. I think that was a good one. I think, you know, we're able to kind of bring the conversation full circle. Hopefully, lady out there or man out there, you know, whomever can get wind of this, share it out, or they can learn from it. we can create some happier relationships out here, you know, or create happier outcomes. Because the fact of the matter is that we are better together, men and women, and people do want to be in healthy, happy relationships. But I think nobody wants to have the conversation or, you know, address the elephants in the room. So it's like, all right, we'll do that for y'all. You know what I'm saying? And you know, hopefully this is able to help somebody, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's all love, you know what I'm saying, for the family.
Facts.
I'll do it. You got anything else to add before we close out?
No, I think it was a good one. Just kind of, I say this, I feel like I say this every week, but it's always therapeutic when I come on here and talk. So now I got my mind clear for my little leg workout today, y'all. So if this can help ladies, help men angle things, I just want to say we're trying to bring the realness back to social media and the podcast. I'm not saying what other people are doing aren't authentic, but just for us, like, I don't believe in sugarcoating and just don't be an asshole about it, but I don't believe in sugarcoating and just whatever, but I also believe in saying your piece and helping everybody else around. So that's kind of what we're trying to bring here.
Most definitely. All right, well, we'll catch y'all next week, and we out.
Around, feet on the ground with a proof you wrong mindset. I'd rather go out on my sword than have my mind tapped. The ones with eyes can never see, I make the blind clap. I'm bringing back that type of sound that once defined rap. Divine